Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Good Vibes That's Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream. I'm Leslie Klein, and I usually host Good Vibes TV, which is more of a formal type of television program where I bring you an expert to help, where you can learn how to raise your vibration. But every Thursday, I'm doing something a little bit more casual, more just casual, and live. It's a live stream, and it's a way where you can communicate with me because wherever you're watching this, you can actually comment, and I can put your comments on the screen. So this live stream happens every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And then afterwards, I house them on my YouTube, the Good Vibes TV YouTube podcast section playlist. And so you can watch these if you've missed them. Then this is actually Happy June, June 1st. I'm going to do a shout out to my friend Carolyn Dolly. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Carolyn. And happy June to everyone. And what did I want to tell you about June? Oh, this is my 11th episode of this podcast live stream. It's formulating. Let's say that the Good Vibes lifestyle live stream here is something uh, that's that's evolving, right? I have a general concept here, but it'll be fleshed out as each episode happens. So every week, I also try to make this very inspirational. I allow um, I allow myself to be inspired. I look for inspiration. Let's put it that way. I look for inspirational things to share with you, so you get some value from this. So I see some people are watching. Please say hello in the comments so I can say hello back to you. And I appreciate you watching. So Good Vibes Lifestyle, the hashtag. I want to start a movement here, right? What do you think? If everyone was living and striving to live in the good vibes zone, what a great world it would be, right? So that's what this is all about, to focus on what we want, which is to live a life that's full of good vibes. And, so anyway, this show is about, or this live stream is about every week I give you a tip, but I also let you know about, you know, previous episodes. And the episode that I just premiered on YouTube this past Sunday was part two of the Amazon Planet Peru episode, where you meet Sandra Fernandez Osores, who is a biologist that lives in the Amazon River, runs the Eco Lodge there, and she is your connection to the Amazon. And if you watch the episode, you'll actually get a promo code that you can use to get a discount if you choose to use her services or to do a retreat there, to do lodging. She has access to Peruvian Amazon shamans who do ayahuasca ceremonies and other types of shamanic ceremonies. So it's a safe place in the Amazon for you. So check out that episode. If you haven't already, you can just go to good-vibes.tv, and that'll take you right there. So, one of the things I do want to talk about, and let's see. So, I got a Facebook user saying hello. You actually, for me, if you wanted me to see your face, you have to go to, let's see, facebook.com forward slash StreamYard, and then you give permission to StreamYard so it'll show your face there. So, hello back to you. I'm glad you're watching. Um, all right. So, one of the things I like to kind of touch base, I'm not an astrologer by no means, but I do follow astrology and try to at least see what's going on with the new moons, the full moons, because that's a cycle that really impacts us. And if you work with nature, things tend to flow better. So, the big news coming up astrologically is that we have a full moon in Sagittarius this Saturday, June 3rd at 11:43 p.m. And usually there's a window. You start feeling the full moon about 2 days before and 2 days after the full moon. So you have a 5 day window where you actually have access to the full moon energies. And it's the full moon, it impacts us so much that it's really worth it. And even farmers in the Farmer's Almanac, they would follow the moon in terms of planting and seasons. But definitely in terms of planting. And basically, at the new moons, you're planting new seeds, and at the full moons, these seeds are blossoming, and you're starting to reap the fruit of what you've planted. So it's a powerful time to really um, I mean, you could use the energy for many different things, but one way is to bless or charge, say, water or your crystals by putting them out in the full moon, and that kind of cleanses and recharges them. Also, putting water in a container in the full moon, then you're creating moon water, and you're capturing that energy of the full moon. And then when you drink your water, you could just put a little few drops of it in a glass of water, and it'll infuse through the rest of your water, and you're drinking in that moon water. So, you could do the same with the sun as well, but since we're talking about the full moon. Also, this full moon in Sagittarius, they also call it the strawberry moon, and I have some strawberry plants in the backyard, and I see that they're starting to form their fruits. I have some that actually are fully ripened, and, strawberry moon, that's one of the things, and sometimes they say there's a pink hue to the moon as well. So that's what's coming up for this full moon. So being that it's 2 days before the full moon, you are probably starting to feel it, and, just meditate, tap into that energy, celebrate your wins, just celebrate the abundance, that is. And uh, so, anyway, that's about the full moon. Now, last week's tip, and let's see if we have any comments. Where did, uh, okay. So last week's tip was to improve your health with biohacking. And I had a special guest, my sister Bridget Briggs. She has a company called Finding Coherence. And actually, she was talking about her course that's actually starting today at 4 o'clock. So if you watched last week's episode and you were kind of interested, and I'll just tell you now too, the name of her class, it's a 1 week, I would call it experience, because it's not just a class, because there's several Zooms, there's a workbook, there's all kinds of uh, interactions and information with her. But it's called Energize, Thrive, and Shred: Your Path to Optimal Well-Being. Biohack Your Body. So last week we were talking with her about biohacking, and biohacking is an approach that allows us to optimize our bodies and minds, and it also helps us to achieve peak performance, abundant energy, and even sustainable weight loss. And biohacks are different things that you can do. And her whole course is about many, many different kinds of biohacks. But one of the ones that she had talked about, and let me bring this up, was was JSJ, which is the hands, and she had shown how each finger uh, corresponds to a different part of the body and also different emotions. So you can see there in the squares. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Worry is the finger, fear is the index finger, anger the middle finger, grief the ring finger, pretense the pinky finger, and depression is right in the middle, or the opposite of that, which would be happiness. Um, so those are what the fingers represent in JSJ. And Bridget talked last week about biohack, most because so many of us, are usually very worried about something. Um, Hold your finger, and specifically hold your thumbs. And you can hold your thumb, and she says anywhere, it could be from 1 minute to 3 minutes to 5 minutes, not necessarily longer than that. And you could do both fingers, and just hold one at a time and breathe. Just even 3 breaths with each finger will help you to calm your system down. And so that was the biohack that she had mentioned. So we had a tip to use last week. So did anyone use it? And did you have any experiences? Did you did you did it uh, did you see any positive effects? So that is last week's tip on biohacking. All right. So this week's tip is paying it forward. And, you know, raising your vibrations is the motto of Good Vibes TV is raise your vibe and thrive. And the whole idea is based on the law of attraction, based on not only Esther Hicks' map of emotions, but also Dr. David R. Hawkins' um, map of emotions as well, which I think I have here to remind us. But basically, the lower vibrations, let's see, it's Abraham Hicks. Oh, I don't have it. I think the only one I have is this one. Oops. Oh, there we go. This is the map of consciousness. This is the emotional guidance scale that Esther Hicks does. But basically, on her scale, if you're on boredom and lower, you're in the feeling bad feelings. And the feeling good zone is from contentment up, right? Um, and basically, how we can tell where we're vibrating at is by figuring out what emotion am I feeling. Am I feeling worry or blame or hatred or jealousy? Those are lower vibrations, and those are emotions that we want to process, we want to release, we want to clear, we want to heal, so that we can be up in the higher vibrations of contentment, of hopefulness, of love, of positive expectation, all of the good things, right? The good vibes. This is where we want to live because law of attraction says what we're vibrating at, where we're vibrating at, that is what we're going to attract in our lives. So to be in love, to attract love in your life, you need to be in the energy of love. You need to feel it. It's not just thinking, it's feeling. There's a lot from the Heart Math Institute about um, brain heart or heart brain coherence, meaning unity, connection, kind of bringing those two in alignment. And when you do that, you're operating, I think, more holistically. So, so anyway, the tip of this week is to pay it forward. And what I mean by that is do something good for someone else. Whether it's giving someone a compliment or helping someone out with their business or I don't know, bringing up groceries or supporting someone else in another way. And one of the things I wanted to do along those lines is to tell you about a store called Celestial Circle, which is a wonderful metaphysical store in Palm Harbor, Florida. And I'll tell you a little story. I think we have a little time um, of my background. So depending on how you know me over the last, I don't know, 40 years, say. I'm going to be 60 this October. It's blowing my mind. So I guess when you get to this age, you have some life to reflect back on. And in 1995, I opened a store called Oak Trail Books in Dunedin, Florida. And then I moved it to Palm Harbor, Florida, in a historic building in 1996. And I had that Oak Trail Books, that store for 16 years until it was 2011. And when I closed my store, I was able to rent the space to a wonderful woman named Gina Lawrence. At the time, she's married now, her last name has changed. Um, and she opened Celestial Circle. So the website that you see below is her website. And here I will show you her website, which has a picture of her beautiful store. So, Celestial Circle moved into that space in 2011 and was there until I think for 5 years, so 2016. And then she moved to a little shopping center at the corner of US 19 and Nebraska, right behind Carrabba's. And she's been there ever since. And I believe she's celebrating her, let's see, how many years is it? 2011 to 2020. It's 12 years. So she's celebrating 12 years of being in business. And it's a beautiful story, as you can see from this picture. And what's cool is she's in the Best of the Bay. The Best of the Bay. Let's see here. Here we go. The Best of the Bay, which is they have a People's Choice of Award. This paper, and most, I think, urban areas, cities have some kind of. It used to be called Creative Loafing, and now I guess it's called just the Tampa Bay Times. It's their version of that kind of. It's a tabloid type paper, and they have a lot of the activities and events and things happening in the area, and they do this People's Choice Best of the Bay, and so the pay it forward that I want to do is to let you know about Celestial Circle. So if you happen to live or visit Palm Harbor, Florida, which is just north of Dunedin and Clearwater, just south of Tarpon Springs, it's a beautiful area. We lived there for gosh, 20 some years, 20, 21, 22 years. And it's just a beautiful place. So if you're there, check out Celestial Circle. Now you can go there in person or you can go online. It's um, celestial-circle.com is the website. And I will put, because I do have um, the website to go to, and I'll put it on there, but see how long it is. So I'll just put it in the comments so you have to type that whole long um, uh, URL out. But Celestial Circle. So, and I'll actually just do it right now. I'm going to go to this. This is the website, and I went to vote. So when you click on that URL that I'll put in the comments, you can vote for Celestial Circle Metaphysical Store. Look how beautiful it is. And you, here they have, you can select which categories, and I'm going to select for her best metaphysical shop, best gift shop, best jewelry. Oh, she has the most gorgeous jewelry. And if you like this, which this is labradorite. This is one of my favorite stones. She has all, all of them. So I'm going to submit my vote. And there we go. The votes have been cast. Um, so there you have it. I was able to vote for, and here's her Facebook page, I guess. There we go. Look how pretty. She has such wonderful things. And I'm so proud of Gina. And she's a good friend of mine, even though we haven't spent a whole lot of time. Whoops. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. So Celestial, so my pay it forward, what the good thing that I want to do is not only vote for Celestial Circle for the best metaphysical store in the Tampa Bay area, but I'm asking you if you would do the same. So I will put the link to that in the comments below, and you'll be able to access that as soon as the stream finishes here. So that's my tip for this week. Pay it forward, do something nice for someone else, support them in some kind of way. And here's an example of a way you can do that by voting for Celestial Circle. Now, I am asking Gina, I asked her this morning, schedule wise, it didn't work. I want to get her online and have a special guest because I haven't talked to her and really just talk about the store, because she's been in business now 12 years. And I know it's been a very fulfilling experience because I know my experience as a business owner of a metaphysical store was tremendous. And I'd love to interview her here. And again, you can comment throughout the conversation or live stream. So I'm hoping that maybe next week or the week following, she will be able to visit with us and just talk about the store and metaphysical things and just kind of touch base, check the pulse of the metaphysical community in the Tampa Bay area there. Um, and I also want to let you know regarding the voting. The voting doesn't stop until June 21st, and a person can vote every day. You can cast one vote for Celestial Circle. You can cast one vote every day up until the 21st. So I hope that you get the chance to do that and support Celestial Circle and Gina. It's a beautiful, wonderful store. And I just, if you want to get any kind of metaphysical gifts or supplies or anything like that, go to her store directly or go to her website. All right. All right. So Our next episode of Good Vibes TV drops on noon on Sunday, June 4th, the day after the full moon. And the episode will be about the spiritual use of cannabis. Becca Williams, she does classes online. She's actually living in Portugal right now. And she does classes and retreats about the use of microdosing of not only cannabis, but also psilocybin, which is the mushrooms, the medicinal type mushrooms, and it's microdosing, and also using Kundalini yoga to reach a higher, state of being, of vibration, of enlightenment. So check that out on Sunday. You'll be able to see it starting on noon. All right. And some metaphysical news of something that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, actually on June 12th, that I think is really important, is Dr. Stephen Greer. He's a emergency room doctor that followed this path over the last 30 years of UFOs, and disclosure, and he's had an incredible journey, and he's had several different movies out. The new one that's coming out is called The Lost Century, and it talks about all the free energy um, apparatuses, machines, uh, that have been created that were either squashed or, you know, purchased and put on a shelf by the corporations that, are in charge of energy, because they want to control it, right? So, and free energy is a technology that would totally, totally change the world, and empower the average person. So he's all about that. I believe June 9th is when the documentary will become available. And you can go to his website, which is SiriusDisclosure.com, to find out all about all of his different things. And the most important thing that's coming up is he's doing a National Press Club event called Disclosure 2.0. He did one, I think, back in the 90s. Uh, and he had different witnesses from the CIA, different people from the hidden government, UFO, whatever people that are doing it. I'm not so much into the UFOs, but there's a part of this whole concept besides the free energy part. I'm not so much the whole thing about the UFOs and is that the extraterrestrial beings are really our family. The Native Americans used to call them the star people, or you could call them your star family. But we're connected. Some say our DNA is came from parts of alien DNA. I mean, there's all kinds of interesting things about this. But what's most important is um, about what the government has been doing by, keeping the truth away from us, right? The truth about UFOs, about alien beings. And I don't like to use the word alien because I want to call them my star family because they really are. And Stephen Gray is a very spiritual man. He has a whole CE5 protocol, and that means contact extraterrestrial level 5 or something like that, which means how the movie was level 3 contact with aliens. Well, level 5 contact is when you're actually communicating with them. And he has a whole app that has different sounds and meditations, and he hosts groups where the groups would communicate with the higher these alien beings. And the whole idea of it, and watch his movies. It'll explain. He explains it a lot better than I'm explaining it. But oh gosh, there's so much to it because there's the conspiracy part of the technology, like Tesla's innovations in electricity that got taken away from us, basically, and other free energy, that aspect of it. But then there's also how they've said since the 50s, the government has been wanting to kind of stage it. You kind of use the UFOs. They want us to fear them. They want us to fear the UFOs. They want us to, yes, they're grays, but I believe more of the ETs are of higher vibration. they're living in a higher vibration of reality and of, oh, what's the word? Existence, right? They are not into warring and fighting and killing. When you elevate, when you get to a certain place of enlightenment, you get it that, you're not part of the destruction and warring and the lower vibrations of hate and killing and all of that stuff. So that's why they've intervened when we got close to nuclear things going off. There have been many, okay, many examples of that when they said the aliens have actually intervened to save us from ourselves, basically. So anyway, it's a very interesting topic. I'm not an expert in it. I just explore it, but I think it's important that we know what's going on. And that Monday, June 12th, from 2 to 3:30, he's streaming it live from his YouTube channel. So you can go to his YouTube channel. I don't have the data link right now. I could put it in the comments, but it's just Dr. Stephen Greer, I think, the YouTube channel, and you can watch this press conference live. And he's going to have certain this whistleblower um, legislation that came out earlier this year protects a lot of these CIA and other military people that are giving him this information of what's really going on, and they put it all together. So basically, the whole weekend before that Monday, they're doing a workshop in DC, like a seminar, and presenting all kinds of information. And then on Monday, they're doing the press club event that I guess is kind of like an announcement of the basic summary of what's happened or what they've disclosed. And anyway, so it's really good information, and I hope you get to watch it. So I just want to put it out there that it's happening, and just be aware in case you're interested. So thank you so much for watching myself and being part of the Good Vibes Lifestyle show live stream. I hope you got something from it, and I hope you have a beautiful day, first day of June. I can't believe I can't believe that it's June already. Half the year, half of 2023. We're to that kind of midway point. Actually, I guess really the summer solstice will be exactly the midway point. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here and being part of the Good Vibes lifestyle. And I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Peace out. And remember, raise your vibe so you can thrive.